was your best or funniest memory?
Year 11 high materials. And the bin is right underneath the fire alarm. And 7.
It's like solid like scrap bits of wood.
Yeah, like things that you could make a project out of, like, if you tried. And he's biffing them in the bin. And he got like the first 2 in. And the third one he just shatters the glass on the fire alarm.
Like all of our mums like love Mr. Hammond. They think he's so sexy. And like our family comes over like, ooh, who's that on the fridge? Sam's Dean.
Carmen used to be the coxswain in our rowing crew for the school. Every time before a race, she had to make sure that the hair was perfect, the makeup was perfect, all the gears were perfect. And so many times we had to remind Carmen that it was a race, it wasn't a fashion show.
When we were going up the hill at Living Springs, and then I started crying, and then I held the fence for support, and then I just started crying more because I got electrocuted.
Rachel, year 9, always turning up to class like 20 minutes.
Oh my god, it'd be like 20 minutes to class and she'd be like, we have to go!
Another 7 moment.
He came in and he was fuming, and he went into the storeroom and he grabbed some year 9's project. It was like a tray, and he walks up and he goes, someone hold this. I held it. Yeah. I didn't know what he was going to do, but so I held it. It had a plywood base. It was probably like 5mm thick plywood. Punched through the plywood. So pissed off, they didn't even care. He just punched through it and they said nothing.
When Lotte broke the light.
Probably when I broke the light on the last day on term 3. We were playing with the beach balls.
We were like kicking it, but like everyone was doing it like sideways, so like at each other, because like we're not idiots.
And then one person said, "Oh, watch out, guys! The light's gonna break." And we were like, "Oh no, it's not gonna break."
Lotte, he had joined in because because he's such an idiot, kicked the ball straight up at one of the lights.
Next thing I know, I kicked the ball, boom, light smash.
And you could just see it, like it snapped in the middle, and it just like fell, and it was like slow motion, just like, and then everywhere. We were finding glass like on the other side of the room.
Yeah, Mr. Hammond was
Mr.
coming.
Hammond was on the field, and there was like glass on the floor.
Luckily, we cleaned it up before Mr. Hammond walked in.
As Matthew left the room again with the vacuum, Mr. Hammond walked in through the sliding doors. It was such perfect timing. We got rid of all the evidence, apart from, of course, the missing light.
Cosmos tried to tell me that the reason he was late to school was because the crossing lights don't change fast enough.
I got a spring stuck in my finger in year 10, like in my thumb, and then Miss Trot comes over and she's like, don't worry, I can fix it. And she grabs it like this, right? And she just tries to, and I'm like, hold on a minute, hon. Like,
A spring twist.
I know, and she tried to yank it out, and it just hurt so much, and I started crying, and I made the most embarrassing noises.
When Ben Rainbow needed to change a song on the speaker system in food tech, stands on a shelf,
which had the microwave on it.
the shelf breaks in half, microwave falls out, door falls open, and then this glass plate shoots out of the microwave and just shatters everywhere.
He was just trying to like turn the volume up or like turn the speaker on or something, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
But it was up on the higher shelf, and he's the shortest guy. Like,
Oh, and when Hannah Lee...
The Webster's class in math, Hannah Lee.
It's like writing a note for someone in the class, and then Mr. Webster was like,
She comes up and she's like, what are you writing?
wait, show me the piece of paper. And he comes over, and she grabs the piece of paper, scrunches up, puts it in her mouth.
She shoved the paper in her mouth and goes nothing.
Probably one of my favourites was from year 9, where a student had been in trouble and he had put his scooter in the timeout room and he was trying to run away. So broke into the timeout room through the top window to get it back, but got stuck at the top. So we found him half in and half out of the timeout room.
Who do you think is the best person to bring home to your parents?
Anyone that's Asian, because my family's pretty racist.
Campbell Madsen.
Campbell! Sorry.
Probably Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell Madsen.
Probably Campbell.
Probably Campbell.
I feel like Campbell.
Caleb Weir. Caleb.
Yeah, probably Laura Gray. Or Anna Taylor. I'd bring Anna home to my parents.
Ben Rainbow. I only have one answer. I can't say anything else.
Ben Rainbow, maybe?
Yeah.
Do you have any apologies or confessions to make?
Where do we start?
Oh, got lots.
In year 11 history, we got pretty bored. So Toby was holding a piece of paper in front of him, and I had these like new-ish scissors, and so I like sort of went for the paper that he was holding. I was trying to cut it, and I missed and cut the entire tip of his finger off.
I've logged into my parents' Kmart, so then every single time I go, I'm not at school, I just like change
I'm at the physio, I'm at the dentist.
Yeah,
I'd like to apologise to Mr. Parway for setting a gas tap on fire.
Why would you do that?
Fire.
Do
Tell us the story, guys. Bringing alcohol to school.
Apologies to my year group for being too lit.
Need to make an apology. Let's apologize to Ruby. Maybe making fun of your forehead.
I apologise to Niven for not getting his last name right once in 5 years.
Like all the teachers are private, so we made fake Instagrams so we could like follow them and they all accepted. Do not put that in. Weird, that's weird.
But everyone does that.
Okay, this is from a chemistry teacher, Miss Conyers. When I say, oh, can I go get a drink? I'm actually gone for half an hour, but she never notices. But I do it like every period.
Oh, apologies to anyone who's gotten a suspicious email link from me over the past month.
Year 12 maths. Every time Miss Whistle was on the board, we'd ask her if we could take a photo of the board. And actually we're taking a selfie, me and Nemish.
I remember in the early days, I thought Orion had this really posh foreign name called Orion.
And I had a crush on Campbell, and then when I found out he had a rat's tail, I was so disgusted.
Confession that for 3 years, Mr. Harlow called me Amy, and every time he walked past me he'd say, "Hi Amy," but I felt too bad to tell him, so I would just say hi.
Stuart doesn't like boys except for Ben.
Yeah, I like Grace Ward back in year 10. I like Edda.
I'd like to apologise to Lotte. I'm sorry that I led you on for a long time. I was confused about my sexuality, but it's confirmed now that I am indeed a lesbian. When you had your first kiss with me, it was actually not because I wanted to kiss you, it's because Gemini told me that she'd give me a lollipop.
Most embarrassing when Nathan asked me and Jess both to formal on the same night and we both said no.
Oh yeah, never trust a woman, honestly.
Oh god. True.
I cheated on every science test I ever took.
We cheated.
I just copied and pasted.
I've copied a lot of stuff.
I copied and pasted Cameron Connor's excellence. And I got achieved.
Yeah.
Cheated on my level 2 physics report. I got not achieved anyway.
Never got caught though.
I never got caught.
Oh yeah, prelims are actually very important.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
I had 3 fines actually. Didn't stop through the stop sign, speeding one time, then speeding another time.
Did you ever go to those like assemblies where they talk about like safe driving?
Yeah, I did,
but
but
in those classes too.
Who was your favourite teacher or the teacher that you'd miss the most?
Mr. Campbell.
I second
I
that.
love Mr. Campbell so much.
I'm gonna miss Mr. Regaldo. I miss Mr. Regaldo, but like he's not my teacher.
Oh yeah, Mr. Billy. Mr. Nelson, I'll miss that guy the most.
Mr. Gunn for me.
Mr.
Stu. Because
Oh, she's an angel.
She's so cute. She was so supportive and would give us the biggest motivational chats and everything and told us how to go about life and everything. And she's just so awesome.
Miss Swass. Miss Swass, you're amazing.
I'm torn between like Mr. Campbell and Mr. Barr.
Mr. Hooster then. Mr. B.
Mr. Grubb.
I'm going to miss Miss Mifflin.
Probably Miss Eaton.
Yeah,
Miss Mills.
Miss Mills.
All of them, like
Also
Miss
Miss
Swash,
Spelling.
Miss Bell, Miss Mills, Mr. Grubb.
Miss Eaton, I will miss seeing Miss Eaton around school.
In fact, Mr. Wedlake. Mr. Wedlake is the most low-key guy that no one knows about.
Mr. Wedlake.
Mr. Wedlake.
What was your most embarrassing memory?
That time that I was in the bathroom with Grace and Mr. Regaldo walked in on the toilets because we were in the teacher's toilet. And we were too scared to say anything because we weren't allowed to be in there. Got his keys and unlocked it, and then he opened the door and me and Grace were in there like that, and he was like, "Why didn't you say anything?" He closed it and relocks the door and walks away.
At the beginning of the year, I was at volleyball training and Miss Eaton thought it would be funny to tell another teacher, don't say who, that I had a crush on them, even though I didn't.
I roly-polied in year 9 PE and blacked out and fractured a rib.
From a roly-poly.
Yeah, year 9 gala day, when our class theme was Spider-Man, my friends encouraged me to come along in a full Spider-Man suit.
You sent us a message the night before and was like, "Does this look okay?"
And you
One of my most embarrassing moments was in physics, and I had my laptop on loudest, and I was on photo booth, and it just went beep, 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 and I just like froze it. I just didn't like turn it off. I don't know why. I just sat there, and then like everyone looked at
We
it.
were playing Shoot Shag Marry on one of the nights. Who was it? It was Dion, Laura, and Shani.
Yes.
Only thing that got like that anyone said was Jacob, and he yells out, "They're my top 3!" high pitched
Year 9
Jacob
boys,
was,
and it
"They're
was
my
dead
top
quiet,
three."
and all of the girls on the other side of the brick wall that was not soundproof at all heard it.
My one would be not embarrassing for me, but embarrassing for the person involved. Would be Cody Melvin crashing his car outside my house on a Friday afternoon, and the look on his face when I walked out to check if he was all right was priceless.
Toby used to message me privately and say, "You're my favourite girl in 9HB. Like, don't tell Leah."
Toby!
But probably the most embarrassing moment was having to admit when Nathan Hyde sent me a Facebook request to be his friend, and for some reason I accepted.
My probably most embarrassing thing was when in year 12, Miss Bell was my health teacher, and she was asking me what I want to do after school, and I thought she said, "What do you want to be?" And because she's a PE and health teacher and that's what I want to be, I said you, but she said, "What do you want to do after school?" And I said you. Like, that was all I said. And then she was like, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," and that was embarrassing.
Who do you think is most likely to brighten up your day?
Eileen.
Oh yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Eileen.
Miss Mills.
Jess. Genuinely.
Caleb.
Aww.
Doesn't get enough recognition.
Kim and Natasha.
Miss Louis Lake, because he just like lets us like be ourselves.
Yeah, Ross, real big shiny nose.
Emily, whenever Emily walks into the room, I'm like, best friend has arrived.
Taylor Leary, she is so nice. You know that old saying, butter wouldn't melt in her mouth? I don't reckon butter would melt in her mouth, eh? She's just that nice.
But one that stands out for me is New, who is over in Kohonga Ako. So he just has the ability to give you the most wonderful smile and say hi, and also he notices when you're feeling a bit down and says something really kind. So absolutely thanks New for being you.
To be fair, I really enjoy spending time with pretty much everyone in the year group, but one of my favourites who always brightens my day without fail is Sammy Cook. There's nothing that gets me going more than Sam Cook saying, "Come on!"
What was your biggest regret?
Probably doing production in year 9.
Really Dan.
No, because I couldn't sing, and it really pissed off Mrs. Scott and stuff, and they made me get singing lessons with Mr. Morrow because I was so bad.
Honestly, I wish I stopped talking to a lot of people. Like, there's actually so many people that I just wish I never associated with. It's actually like,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You talking about me?
Yeah. And it turns out in a question, I forgot a negative sign, which cost me the whole mark on the question, so I don't get excellence. So if I included that negative sign, I would have got E endorsement. Yeah. And yeah, ever since that day, I just decided, you know what, maybe high school isn't worth it.
honestly,
And you were right.
It really
we
is
have
worth
no
it.
future because
Exactly.
of the
Money.
devastating effects of climate change within our atmosphere.
Oh, not reading that book, Orion.
Not leaving sooner?
Yeah, why'd you?
Yeah.
You should have left at the start of this year.
Yeah, I should have.
We
both regret this.
Regret sitting with John T and
Level 2 English.
Level 2 English. That was it.
With Miss Herbison, so you
Oh.
get even less
It
work
was-
done.
I regret taking year 12 physics. I regret yelling out my top 3 in year 9.
I always wanted to play rugby, but I was always too scared.
Picking up extra externals because I travelled instead. Didn't actually need it, but Mr. Gunn still made me do the extra geo external.
I think I took year 9 and 10 too seriously. Like if you look back on it, it's like you drew pictures. Being afraid of Kyla for like 4 years. That was so stupid.
Yeah. Year 12 English.
Agreed.
The only regrets I have are people.
I regret not learning where the classes were. I still don't know where the classrooms are. I regret encouraging Alicia Day and Rory Loney to join accounting this year. Waste of time.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone to the speech competition.
Oh.
I regret not buying more pizza slabs before the canteen
Oh.
closed.
Oh, yeah.
honestly.
That's what, okay, I regret.
What happened to the canteen?
I regret using the canteen religiously for like 4 years of my life.
Having 3 jobs this year and school. Don't do it.
Dropping French and not going on the French trip, and dropping art and no longer being creative.
So I think that if I were to redo the experience, I would get involved a bit more.
Doing your work last minute.
Not dating Campbell.
Who do you think is most likely to date after high school?
Lauren Campbell.
Yeah. Lauren Campbell. Lauren Campbell.
I want them to get married.
Lauren Campbell.
Yeah.
School. Lauren Campbell. Bring it together.
But for real though, what is Campbell and Laura doing?
I hope Lauren Campbell.
Okay, Andrew and Riley cute.
Yeah,
It's like
they're
nah.
like, yeah.
Ray and Andrew.
Taylor and Ben.
Taylor and Ben.
Taylor.
I feel like Kelsey's gonna come back to someone.
Yeah.
Easily, like Osmus.
Either of
or-
the Bens. Ben
Either of the
Derrick's
Bens.
or
Ben Derrick's or Ben
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Even Caleb.
I would see guys with like a lot of girls here from high school. After school, like.
High school sweethearts. Erica Sonia.
Eros and Aaron.
Jason Campbell.
What surprised you the most over the last 5 years?
Oh my god, Whānau time?
Yeah.
Why is, I don't know why
Never
Whānau
played.
time is still.
Mr. Hammond's baby.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
that was the biggest surprise.
Mr. Hammond's boobs.
Over the 5 years.
Over the 5, they became more prominent.
That I'm still friends with the friends I was friends with in year 9.
But the people I've like ended up friends with.
Yeah.
Like you don't imagine you're gonna be hanging out with them like in year 9 and then it comes to year 13 and suddenly you're like so close with them.
All the ugly girls gone hot.
I'm kidding!
How wild Luke Brennan is.
Luke.
Luke.
Luke. Yeah, he's a separate story.
I'm gonna miss Mr. Barr's dad jokes. Mr. Barr's dad jokes, but especially the ones that he repeats like multiple times throughout the year. And this is like the 3rd year I've had Mr. Barr's, and like I've heard the same jokes so many times.
Oh, probably, actually, what surprised me is I'm actually not straight. Like, I had a boyfriend at year 7 and year 8, eh?
What surprised me is that I don't get referred or a detention this whole 5 years.
Neither.
I never got a
The amount I
referral.
talk in class is unbelievable, and I don't get a referral.
Like how segregated everyone is. You walk into Pierswick and there's always 3 groups.
There's all the boys, and then all the girls, and then the other.
Yeah, that we've gotten closer as a year group, that's pretty much it for me. Because I'm still here at school.
Oh,
That I didn't drop out. Everyone thought I was in like year 11.
How annoying teenage girls are, but also teenage boys.
It took me 5 years to realise that I really don't like Luke.
The fact that Mr. Hammond keeps on getting bigger.
Who do you think wins the title of class clown?
Right up there would be Mr. Skucks Deluxe himself, Cassidy Tower. Ben Rainbow would be right up there as well. So that'd be my two right up there for candidates.
I'm seconding that, so I'm with you on that.
Yeah, definitely Cassidy.
Cassidy?
Cassidy's always causing mischief in all his classes.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one or
This
Cassidy?
Not in any of my classes now, but Cassidy.
Cassidy's pretty funny.
Cassidy. Tower, I
Oh.
reckon.
I can make people laugh, but they're laughing
Yeah.
at me, not with me.
Eros is such a clown.
I don't know if Kyla Dorlan was trying to be funny, but I've thoroughly enjoyed her being in my classes.
Nathan's a class clown.
Ben.
Lottie's a clown. Lottie is the biggest clown.
Rory Pitch.
Rory Pitch.
What will you miss the most?
I'm gonna miss Harvard
Nothing.
Materials. Harvard Materials is the best thing that I've ever done here.
Yeah.
Seeing everyone every day. It'll be weird. Like I might not see you guys like
The Rickon
next
Blazer.
year. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
I was talking to Namish about that earlier. The best part about school was is that you're always with your friends. 5 days a week, you're hanging out.
Yeah.
The canteen.
Yeah!
The canteen.
Lunch. Sitting around with all of your friends and just having lunch and being social.
Being forced to hang out with my friends.
Not gonna miss class. Screw that.
Just
I haven't missed any of it. Been gone for 2 months, haven't missed any of it.
try and
Get
get
it.
it every single day.
I'm not at school anymore. I'm doing course.
Yeah.
Number 1, the banter, and number 2, giving out detentions.
Yeah, yeah. Then they have to come around and check your lunchbox, make sure you've had it all.
No, that was at primary school, Jacob.
It's been a while, Jacob.
Miss you guys. That's the joke. I'm gonna miss you guys. That's the funny part.
Pretty funny.
Who do you think is most likely to get away with anything?
There's quite a few good manipulators in this group. There was a group of girls in year 9 that used to cry every time I told them off to try and get out of it, so they wouldn't get in so much trouble.
They still do.
Yeah, they do that a bit. I think a student that gets away with a lot and plays this card very well would be Grace Sutherland. Just plays the card that I'm really useless, so that everyone does everything for her and everyone goes easy on her, and she knows how to play that card very well.
Grace Sutherland, she's got all the teachers wrapped around her fingers.
Grace
Sutherland.
Oh.
For me, it would have to be Lotto. There's just something about him where you just think, nah, he didn't do it, yeah, he did. I think, I thought about 7, but then I thought, nah, you get caught every time. So I'm giving mine to Lotto.
I feel like Caleb.
Yeah.
Kyla Dorgan.
Orion?
Orion, yeah.
Orion.
Orion.
Olivia, you got away with everything.
I'll probably give my vote to the big Mr. Hyde. I just think he reckons he can talk himself out of anything.
Nathan, surely.
Yeah, no. He uses like ability to speak together.
Nathan Hyde.
What advice would you give to students from other year levels?
Don't kick and hit a beach ball around in the piers, but
Yeah, don't hit me. Also, maybe just drop out.
Maybe just
leave
leave
my
my
Ryan. Drop out.
Say no, Ryan, take one subject.
Oh, shut.
Keep our environment clean and work for a better future. That's the only advice I can give.
Pull your skirts down. No one wants to see your butt.
Just don't be like Lotto,
Don't be like Lana, do not spend $800 on shoes.
Taking a day off every fortnight doesn't affect your attendance.
If you have a crush on someone, tell them.
Tell them in a Christmas card.
What?
That's what I did to Campbell.
I gave him a Christmas card and said,
Listen, just have fun, honestly.
Yeah, honestly,
have fun, but don't destroy
And
the
you're living that
environment.
try.
Have balance.
Yeah. 50-50 or maybe 60-40 of like 60 fun, 40 school.
Get your driver's license early on.
Yeah.
Don't bunk class. But if you are gonna bunk where people don't find you, like
Yeah, don't go library.
Always ask for extensions.
If you get your whole class targeting the teacher, you'll probably get it.
do your dishes.
Yes,
Do your dishes. Do your damn dishes.
Hey, none of hey.
Yeah, don't be if you take a dump at school, do it. Like if you go into G block, the very end toilet is like supreme.
The best place.
take accounting.
Love you, Anne. Marie.
She hates numbers.
And don't stress far too much on
It's
NCA
so
and
pointless.
just have in the back of your mind, where am I going to end up in the future? Because we have no future because of climate change.
Don't piss off Miss Plummer.
My advice is not to piss off Miss Plummer. Because
Don't cry in her class. She'll tell you to stop being sensitive.
Miss Plummer's a G.
My advice to you kids, really out there,
Just go.
you don't need this. You don't. I've heard of stories, people leaving level 1, as soon as they turn 16, they're out of there. What do? They become millionaires. Explain that, NCA. Explain it.
I'm gonna walk.